Hey there! So today we have another Darwin's Rants, and the last one I posted, shot yesterday, so it'll get posted. Anyway, sort of was like, a lot of negativity, blah, 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 blah. And let me tell you, I've been out the door for almost 13 hours. Yeah, open, and not even closed. And then I'm gonna be back at work in less than 12 hours. Fun. Long day. Not a very busy day. I mean, it is nice to do back to back, especially especially in my industry, it's pretty lucky to be able to do a one job doing a Saturday morning into a Saturday night. All right, like that's just a lot of hours of ideally business. A lot of jobs all right, well, you only get part of that weekend business, right? Because obviously the works, some of the less lucrative shifts are going to be Monday and Tuesday day, and Wednesday night, right? Obviously things pick up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's sort of how the industry works, right? So it's nice to have a job back to back, two jobs back to back. Not necessarily anything too crazy, which is bad news because we're in October already, and slow season's really meant to be June through September, and boom, it should have picked up the first weekend of October, bam, bam, bam. We are into the second week of October, and it still feels like the summer. Both jobs slow, and it's not even one. It's maybe you're just one restaurant slow. Both bar restaurants are slow, so it's not okay. We're into October already. Really should be piling on the money already to catch up, and not happening. So, not okay, which is really rough. So that's the downside. But as Confucius say, there's a yin to a yang. And the nice thing is that it's been a long day. And think about the fact, eventually we have to find something else to do in this industry or transition to another industry and stuff. I will say my day had some highlights to it. Just joking around, talking with staff, fun. I just camaraderie. It's nice. The staff I work with, and it's nice having a situation where there's no HR, where you can't make a joke or can't. Well, sorry, nothing I was said would have even in a corporate place would have granted I curse like a motherfucker, so there's that. But yeah, nothing sexual or weird or nothing like that. But you sort of have a Band-Aid off to just talk shit, excuse me. So as long as it's not in front of guests, right? And then the fun thing about today, just fun chatting with who. Let me think about a couple good. Obviously, I dealt with a bunch of guests today, right? Working for 13 hours. You think we were dealing with a bunch of guests. Let me think. Oh, one couple was this is their first time, because so if you guys don't know, Runabout used to be a different brewery, and they hadn't stopped by since, and we opened in January. So, it's completely re-renovated, and check it out, and they got to try some of the beers, cool, nice chit chatting. And then one couple, I think Sammy and Andy. I gotta write that down. I have on my phone a little Rolodex of regulars that I might see again. Just it's nice to see people again and say hi and memorize their name. And obviously I see enough people. There's no way to memorize everybody, right? So Sammy and Andy, really nice couple. And apparently, I don't know what they do, but I recognize the guys. I've definitely served him before, but apparently knows a ton of owners in the industry and stuff, and nice chit chatting with them. And he literally is so nice because he saw the other bartender come in, and I didn't have to leave for another 45 minutes to an hour while they were there. Or I'd have to leave for almost an hour, but he noticed that another bartender was there. So then I obviously had to leave at some point, right? We don't need two partners, right? And I obviously had my next job to get to. But he, even before I even asked him, and he's like, "Hey man, can I close out?" Because I know, it was so nice. He knows what's up. So he must, he's a bar guy / must be business owner. I don't know what the hell he is. But I was like, "No, you're good. I don't have to leave for another XYZ." Took their food order, they ate some food, and then I eventually was like, "All right, now I gotta rush to my next job, right?" So super nice couple. Nice thing with that. But also, it was fun dealing with a bunch of people at F&D today. Well, let me see. Boom. One guy I didn't recognize, but he's like, "You used to work at Runabout?" I was like, "Motherfucker, used to." I literally opened the place up 8 hours ago, and I'm taking care of you, like, like busted ass motherfucker. So he'd recognize me from there because they actually live in that part of town. But I went to the Mexican restaurant, which is like only like 4 miles north of that. And he's like, man, I hope you don't have another job to get to. And I was like, thankfully, no. Thankfully, like, but bro, there was one point I had 3 jobs going and I was fucking going nuts, going like, 12 hours. It was hard, but but yeah, it was nice. Again, it's really nice seeing, and that's not the first time. Multiple times I've been recognized from both locations because people go out and like, you go to a bar, you work at 2 locations, people are gonna recognize you, right? And then I had another one where I recognized a shit ass guy, and I was like, I'm not gonna say anything because like he might be somebody that I recognize, but I'm not quite sure. And then eventually he stopped me and he's like, hey man, I recognize you. And I was like, yeah, where are you from? He mentioned like a bunch of restaurants. And then he finally mentioned GB, which is like my favorite bottle shop / bar in town. And he's like, oh, I'm so, like, apparently he's like, that's the longest place he's ever worked. And we chatted a bit, and he's actually going through sort of the same thing as me. He transitioned out of the industry. So he used to work there. That's why he recognized me, because I stop by and grab cans and stuff. I don't have money right now, so I'm not, doing too many weird reviews for you guys. But he transitioned out into like a tech job, but unfortunately that fell through. Like apparently the contract didn't work out, so now he's fucked, and he's like in middle of like looking for work right now. And I was like, bro, and we chatted a little bit. It's like I literally was in the exact same situation, like completely unemployed. I'm obviously employed now, but like not doing enough to support my family. But I was completely unemployed last year, which was even way shittier than that. And I was like, hey man, like wish you luck. And then I'm like, I told him same kind of situation. I was like, bro, just get back in the industry, like right now. Like you can do that now, because like obviously like him like me, like he's probably working in the industry for quite a while. Do that now, and then try to find something, right? Like again, like I don't know what I can transition to, what I'm training at, what level I'm gonna start at, how much what degrees I need to get, or whatever. Fuck it, all kinds of shit. Right now, I know for a fact I have a lot of years of experience doing this shit. I can start working, and if somebody can hire me, great, and make. Like, at least you're making money. Maybe you're making amazing money. Right? You got to be better than fucking making $0 an hour, right? It's like, bro, good luck. And it's a rough time right now, but I wish you luck. And he's like, hey, man, appreciate it, right? Like, that's cool. That's sweet. Boom. Then I get another couple. Older couple. Oh, shoot. He said his, oh, I'm so bad. I'm going to have to look it up. Home is now. I think it's Home is now. Anyway, his he eventually shared it later in the night. It was like, yeah, his son is playing Around the Corner, like an emo band, playing a show. But immediately when I greeted him, the guy was talking like this, and like after I dropped off the appetizer, I was like, hey man, you're from up north, right? He's like, yeah. I used to live on Long Island. He used to live literally a town next to me, and we talked about Umberto's Pizza, and he grew up in Elmhurst and then Queens, and he apparently moved down to Florida 30 years ago, and he fucking sounds like a true fucking New Yorker. He says, I saw that. If you guys don't know, that's the thing. Coffee, Long Island, New York. And then his wife's like, oh, you don't have the accent. I'm like, bro, it all got lost in my generation. Just it is what it is. None of my friends have the accent, but some of the parents do. But so it's a generation thing. But he got to talk about New York and all that good stuff, and that was cute. It's fun talking about New York. He literally knows about the places that I live. And then I had another couple, very very German, and I picked that up, like sniffed that out like a motherfucker. And it's so funny because like we're used to like Mexican food, Taco Bell, but even then like there's all kinds of Mexican shit. The funny thing is that, like. And one of my restaurants is actually German. And then I've been to Germany. I've been to Germany multiple times. Wait, sorry. I've been to only Germany once? Yeah, I've been to Germany only once, but I spent time in Berlin, Cologne, Köln, and Dusseldorf. So it's funny because like she was asking, like, what is this, enchilada? Which is like, excuse me, like, yeah, like Germans don't know because like, guess what? We're familiar with Mexican food because we live like fucking, we're bordered with Mexico. Germany, how many fucking Mexicans do you think are fucking going to Germany, right? So it's not really a cuisine that like is like familiar with like New York style pizza is not a thing really. And like imagine China, like what the fuck you know about New York style pizza, right? Like, so I had to explain what that is. And it was so cute because like I just like haven't been to Germany. Talked to my German friend like like I I get the enchilada trio or the fajitas trio. Very yeah. By the way, the exaggeration of German is very weird, but I'm used to like the actual way that people speak, and I just loved it. And then talked about my time in Germany. Talked to the like traveling around in Florida, going like blah blah. And, is it Dankeschön Tschüss? And I really appreciate it. It's really cute. So again, it's like, was there more? I think those are the two fun ones. But so like anyway, it wasn't like necessarily really busy, and I'm definitely at work way too late. Because like again, like the place is overstaffed, and like they're not more aggressive about like, all right, you gotta go. And I wish I was at home a few hours earlier. Granted, like a few extra bucks, and I really could use it, but like it's also nice to like not have to be there, not making that much money, right? Like I already made like the bulk of what I made was already there, so like just staying for extra time for the sake of staying extra time, so like sort of like whatever. But again, it's just sort of the yin yang of like, okay, like yes, like. My current situation is not like financially feasible for me to like support my family, but it's still nice to, at least to get the best out of it, right? Like I could really be doing something where there's no enjoyment and any satisfaction of it all, but it's nice to like just like chat with people, sort of like connect with people, because like I'm well traveled, and then even there's another couple who are like, oh yeah, I'm from like, one of them was like Colorado, one's from like Washington. I was like, bro, I've been to Denver and Seattle. Like, we tried about that. A little chit-chat. Like, bro, you gotta go to New York. This couple's never been to New York. I was like, you fucking kidding me? Come on, get out of here. You gotta go to New York. It's like New York City. Bro, you live in America, you got to go. That's the number one destination. If you've never been anywhere in the U.S., you have to go to New York City. It's just like fucking, it's nonsense. The food, the culture, the buildings, tourism, the museums. Bro. You don't have to go across the sea. Like just one fucking city has so much shit to do. So, especially if you like cities. I'm a city guy. So if you don't like cities, I'm gonna fuck off and go see Yosemite. But so anyway, yeah. And honestly, part of the interview I talked about the interview from Morimoto. I was like, bro, you don't know who you're hiring right now, because like, bro, they're gonna be people. There's gonna be so many fucking tourists in Disney Springs, and like I'm well traveled, bro. Like, come on, Post, Natravi, Tudo bem? Egg Chicken Dre, Arigato Zayas, Toze. And I got a good amount of like took fucking Spanish for 12 years. Oh, and I was in Paris for a full month. So, santé. By the way, I'm not saying like a fucking polyglot or anything, but, I'm well traveled. I'm going to talk about some shit. Like, dude, I'm an international man of mystery. Like, bro, you throw some motherfuckers at me, like, we can connect all over. And then the best part about, like, the other thing cool about it, it's weird to talk about, but, especially anywhere you're in America, we might be able to talk about beer. Especially if you're into beer, we might be able to, like, I don't care what state you're in, we might be able to talk about some beer. Because there's a lot of fucking beer I know about, a lot of breweries I know about. Which is weird, right? But, like, we connect, right? Which is so important to, like, connect to guests in a different level than just simple fact of, like, hey, you want to order some food? Okay, thank you, bye. Make it more personal and, like, relatable. It's like, oh, I'm from, and then, like, oh, I've been, or I know that, whatever. So, made my night a little bit more enjoyable. Just randomly connecting with people, a small chit chat, just makes it more fun. Hope they enjoyed their night. I had a better night because of it. So, it is what it is. But there's always a positive to some things in life. So, cheers.